So today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Disney Channel shows of all time. Now keep in mind these are just my opinions, they are not facts, and some of my favorite shows might be your favorite too, which is cool, and some of my favorites might be shows that you can't stand, which is also cool. So coming in at number 10 is The Proud Family. Now this show is about an African American family, and this show was actually one of the most progressive Disney Channel shows that I've ever seen, especially for its time period. But the reason that this show is not higher on this list is because out of all of the shows on this list, The Proud Family has the least impact on my life. Like, I watched it the least out of all of these shows, but it's still a pretty good show. Now at number 9 we have Phineas and Ferb. Now this show is simultaneously the most creative and uncreative show that I've ever seen. Like, all of the inventions, all of the music are so creative, but then the episodes are so repetitive and it gets pretty frustrating after a while. And there's also the fact that I don't really like Phineas at all, but besides that, it's a pretty good show. So at number 8 we have Gravity Falls. Now this show has a perfect mixture of lighthearted, funny episodes and dark, serious episodes. But something I notice about this show is that as good as it is, it's not a show that I can watch all of the time. Like, I have to be in a specific mood in order to watch the show. Like, it's good, but it's not one of my go-tos. Okay, so at number 7 we have Casey Undercover. This show resurrected Disney Channel from the dead. I think this was a really great show. The only thing about the show that was not great was Judy. So if you don't know, Casey Undercover is about a family of spies, and Judy is a human passing robot that helps assist them on missions. Now this show was really good at combating stereotypes, except for Judy's character. Her entire character is a stereotype. She's a sassy little black girl who is aggressive, and I even think Judy's character is worse than Zuri Ross from Jessie, because Judy is an emotionless robot. And as much as I love Zendaya and this show, I can't bring myself to put it any higher on this list because of the fact that it depicted a little black girl as an emotionless robot. So at number 6 we have The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Now this show did a really good job at featuring minorities as part of the main cast, but something I appreciate even more is that nobody in this show is a stereotype, and I also think that this show is the best Disney show about twins. And in case you're wondering, my favorite twin in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is Zack, but on The Sweet Life on Deck, it's Cody. So at number 5 we have Good Luck Charlie. Now something I found interesting about this show is that the parents are just as big as a part of the show as the kids, and I think that was the show's goal because the creators wanted it to be like a family show. And something that I really respect this show for doing was that in one episode it featured an LGBTQ family, and it was the first Disney Channel show to ever do something like that, and it would start a trend for the shows that came later. So at number 4 we have Kim Possible. Now this show was the first Disney Channel show to have a gimmick, because before all of the other Disney Channel shows were just about regular people doing regular things. Kim Possible is about a teenage girl who goes around the world fighting crime. She's not a regular person. And then all the shows that came after this show, they started to have gimmicks, and they were about extraordinary people, not just ordinary people. Also, the theme song for Kim Possible is like top 3 Disney Channel theme songs ever. So at number 3 we have Hannah Montana. So if I were ranking this list based off of popularity, Hannah Montana would be number 1. It was and still is the most successful show that Disney Channel has ever made. But what I love the most about this show are the theatrics. Every season had a new look, a new sound, and it was just so fun to watch. And I would like to put this show in one of the top 2 spots, but some of the acting in this show just doesn't deserve a number 1 or even a number 2 spot. So at number 2 we have That's So Raven. Now this show is easily the most entertaining show on Disney Channel. There is never a dull moment with this show, but because this show is so like go go go, constant excitement, like sometimes I get like headaches watching this show. Like, it's a really great show, but it's number 2 because I can't watch it all the time or else I'll start to get a headache. But I will say that this show and the show that is my number 1, they both have the strongest set of actors out of any Disney Channel show that I've ever seen. So my number 1 favorite Disney Channel show of all time is none other than Wizards of Waverly Place. So I don't think this should come off as that big of a surprise, especially considering that the first video on my channel is about Wizards of Waverly Place. And what I love about this show is that it's so creative. Like, it's about a family of wizards, and there's a whole wizard world full of magical creatures. I also loved how the Russos were a half Italian, half Mexican family, because we rarely see those cultures on Disney, and it was fun to explore them. And all of the characters in this show showed so much character development, especially the main character, Alex Russo. She went from being this troublemaking teen to somebody who saved the world multiple times. And I honestly don't know if I can say that about any other character on Disney. So yeah, that's my top 10 favorite Disney Channel shows. And like I said, some of my favorite shows might be shows that you love, and some of my favorites might be shows that you can't stand. But it's all good. We all have our own opinions, and I'd like to hear yours in the comments down below.